Happening today, 2 of the 6 Springfield robbery suspects who were recently arrested for crimes dating back to April have their dangerousness hearings. Now, these hearings will decide whether they will be held in jail without bail until their next court appearance. 22-year-old Javon Resto and 48-year-old Carlos Resto Sr. will be appearing before a judge this morning for their connection to 14 armed robberies at 11 different locations across the city, all taking place between April to September. On September 26th, 2 other suspects in the case, 33-year-old Malwin Feliciano and 29-year-old Carlos Resto Jr., were ordered to be held without the right to bail as they await trial.